You're listening to God Can I Hold a Dollar, the podcast brought to you from Reset Budgeting and Financial Coaching with Janine Victor McDade, owner and principal consultant. The podcast that bridges real world conversations, no shame, no shade, and the word of Christ all in one. Hey Resetters, happy April. Before you get into the body of this episode, I just want to shout out, and before this month gets out of here, just celebrate that Reset is 3 years old and Reset Bookkeeping is 1 year old. It's been a journey. It continues to be a journey, and I'm still really enjoying the journey with y'all. So happy 3-in-1 Reset. In honor of this milestone, there happened to be an episode I didn't post for you all. And it actually happened in April, so pretty much around the same time. So enjoy. It is the episode where I talk about reset and bookkeeping and all the things, and my decision to add another layer to reset, which was reset bookkeeping. And reset bookkeeping has been doing its thing for the last year. So I am so grateful to my clients that my reset bookkeeping clients, my reset budgeting and financial coaching clients. Thank you so much for your trust. Thank you just for the richness that you all have brought into my life. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a little bit of a flashback to April 2025. Enjoy. What's good, Reset family? It's your girl, Janine, coming to you. Happy April to you. So, uh, So let's jump in and let's get into it. So I am just coming off of a conference for work where I did a little bit of work with Wariva. I hope I'm saying the name of the brand right. They reached out to me. They had some really, really cute stuff, fashion on a budget. You're getting the trendy shapes and you're getting the trendy styles with their accessories and their purses and their earrings and what have you, but you're not really getting the cost. And so based on that, they extended the opportunity for me to try their products, to work with them. And I really enjoyed them actually. Now, let's be clear, right? They are not Coach. They're not Louis Vuitton. That's not what you're getting. You're getting really, really cute accessories. I absolutely adore my croissant earrings. They look like little croissants. I had people walking up to me at the conference like, "Oh my God, are those croissants in your in your ears?" I love them. And I would not necessarily buy anything really kitschy like that, but they are so cute. They make a statement. They're gold. And I really enjoyed them. And I'm telling you, like I said, they have a nice weight on them. They really did. Beautiful. And I highly recommend jump on there. It's a great brand. They're doing what they do in the space that they do it. And I'm always really about saving money, but you don't necessarily have to completely deny yourself. You can find ways to still be trendy and still be fashionable without blowing the bank. And here are some ways to do that. So check out Facebook, check out Instagram so that you can take a look and see some of the items that they had. Those purses that I actually was rocking, that square shape, I'm really attracted to that shape in this season of my life for some reason. I'm attracted to downsizing a little bit, going a little smaller. It was perfect for being able to put the essentials. I'm going to have the essentials with me in the conference. It was crossbody, super cute, ribbon strap, just cute. Anyway, so that's Wariva, being a brand ambassador for them and creating some value alongside that brand was really, really fun. The other thing, what's been most prevalent and been the most biggest thing that has been taking my time is that reset budgeting and financial coaching has grown, y'all. And another one, we're adding another layer to reset, or I should say, we've added another layer to reset, and that is reset bookkeeping. Reset bookkeeping, y'all, is alive. It's well. I'm accepting clients. And let me just tell you kind of where this came from. So with reset budgeting and financial coaching, I have the wonderful pleasure and the honor of working with small businesses. And when we start to talk about money and spending and budgeting and things of that nature with owners of small businesses, especially owners of small businesses, and they are solely dedicated to just their business. They don't have a 9 to 5. They don't have a side job. They are running their business. That is their sole method of income. And we can't negate talking about the business a little bit because of course it's the business that creates the profit, that creates the money and the budget for this person to live their individual lives. And so I was talking to one of my clients a little while back, and they shall remain nameless, but they absolutely know who they are. And they were saying, hey, you really need to do bookkeeping. Like, you really need to add bookkeeping to what you do because number one, there's so much value in what we talk about personally that always seems to connect to the business in a form or fashion or some kind of way. And two, like, man, bookkeepers, you're a line item on people's books. Like, you are a valuable collaborative asset to that business. And I thought about it. Any other time, I don't know. I'm in a season of just trying to really be receptive and trying to understand what God is doing and what he's trying to do with this business. Now, let me be clear, y'all, I'm a Christian woman. Y'all know what Reset is about. And so I absolutely feel right now the tug of trying to divert my attention, being like maybe uber tired or just sometimes, some days I just don't be feeling like it. Like, I'm gonna just keep it 100%. I just, be like, I just really want to sit on this couch, you know. I just want to sit on this couch and watch, these YouTube shorts with my kid. Some of those days they come, but I'm realizing that that's distraction and that ain't from the Lord because he is consistently providing me affirmation and putting people in my path that's telling me like, Janine, there's more to this. There's more to come. There's more you need to be doing with this platform that I built. I blessed you to be able to have the resources to be able to do. So with that being said, I had the conversation with my client and like I said, it might have gone from one ear and out the other, but something just made me like say, you know what, that's a thought. And I'm telling you, real talk, these phones, these computers, they are listening to what we say. They are listening, they are tapped in, they are tuned in. I don't even know how I feel about that because I'm getting blessed through that some kind of way. I don't know. I'll reserve that opinion for later. But as I talked to her and I said, oh, I'm going to think about that, I started getting bookkeeping ads to come up online. And I'm really, really, really investigative when it comes to things that come up online. Now, I am very clear that Instagram and Facebook and online promotion, those are the ways that viable and actually verifiable businesses are communicating with us. But I'm also clear that there are other businesses, other people that are not so credible, that are maybe fraudulent or what have you. And so I started seeing a lot of these bookkeeping ads and join this and look at this and join this webinar and what have you. And there was one that I honed in on that just made sense. I have my MBA, so I am familiar with business and money and I like money. So I am familiar on the principles of accounting and how business runs and how things need to balance. And I will tell you, I took the leap. I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go into this webinar. Now, when a webinar charges to join, that shows a level of credibility to me. When it's free and all of that, I, I don't know, maybe my silence is saying more than than my words. But when a business is saying, I'm going to charge you to come and get my information, there's some expectations on that webinar, that course, whatever the case may be. In this case, I took a course. There's some expectations that that business should know that the purveyors of their course are going to expect. And so I don't mind paying ahead of time because that should it should be a very distinctive experience than if I just signed up for some free webinar that I may or may not remember to attend because I don't have any skin in the game. I have given you my hard earned coins and dollars. And so I'm going to make sure that I put this course on my calendar, that I dedicate the time. And I will tell you, it was so good. It was so good. It showed me the tools and reminded me of the trainings and the learnings that I went through some years ago, connected the dots for me, and it really connected the dots to the conversation that I have with my client. And so from then and there, I made a decision. Reset is also going to be a vehicle, and it's also going to be a resource for those of my clients and those soon to be clients who own small businesses and need to have a bookkeeper, need to have a partner who can collaborate with them. Here's the value that I am bringing with Reset Bookkeeping. I am noticing that many people who have a small business, they are focused on tax time. And so in that, a lot of folks, myself included, my eyes were open for my own business, and for those, those other businesses out there. Many times it's just about collecting your receipts, keeping track of things, making sure that you have everything nice and neat so you can hand them over to a bookkeeper or someone at the end of the year. And really at that point, as a bookkeeper, we're doing transactional thing. We're just making sure we're allocating and connecting the dots in regards to making sure that you have balance sheets, you have profit and loss statements, and that you have the information that you need in order to give it to your tax person. But you are losing so much value through the year by not having a bookkeeper to work with you as a business owner month over month over month. Here's what I'm talking about. Instead of collecting all those receipts and just spending and so on and so forth on autopilot every month, as a bookkeeper connected to your business, I get a chance to be a partner, a deeper dive partner. And so you get an opportunity to be able to see a snapshot of your business month over month over month. February, what have you spent? What have you made? Where are you spending in certain areas? Can you lean that area back? Or is this particular part of your business doing really well and you need to allocate more resources to it? Are you actually spending on something you have no idea? It's on subscription or what have you, and money is just leaking. We talk about the cracks at Reset. What cracks exist in your budget where money is leaking out? We don't even want a penny to leak out, honey. We want all the coin, all the dollars, and to know what they're doing. And so that's where I saw bookkeeping being such a valuable asset for Reset, for all that small business owner who's trying to actually make sure that they're balancing the coins that they have created as profit for themselves. So if you cannot tell, I'm very excited that I followed a nugget and followed it to a possible gold mine, a gold mine of collaboration with my clients and keeping it real, an opportunity for an additional revenue for my business because I'm trying to change lives by changing mine. I want to change yours first. And then God will allow me to recoup the benefits of that, of recouping and receiving the blessings of blessing his people. So yeah, so I've been busy, y'all. I've been a little busy. So you'll start to see Reset Bookkeeping on the Reset website, resetyourmoney.com. You'll begin to see that the page is being created as we speak. Like I said, accepting clients. So I'm working with clients on the bookkeeping side. I'm so blessed that folks who already know me I can't believe there's that many people that are like, I've been looking for a bookkeeper. I mean, all I have to do is open my mouth and they're like, yeah, I actually been looking for one. Or my friend I just talked to needs a bookkeeper. I'm like, Lord, Jesus, man, just open your mouth and say something. And he is really guiding my path with this new opportunity, with this new offering. All right, I already hear the calendar dinging. So that's one thing. The second thing that was so powerful in this last week, I told you all I was at a conference for my 9 to 5, and I am really blessed. I'm blessed to do what I love to do in all facets of my life. I know that there are some people who just go to their 9 to 5, their 8 to 5, 8 to 4, whatever you wanna call it. They go to that job and they are focused on, "I need to start this job, and when do I get off?" I just talked to a few people who brought me back to the reality that my reality is not the same for everybody. I love where I work. I love my W-2. I love the folks I get a chance to work with, I get a chance to pour into, who trust me with that side of coaching that I do, and that they are actually seeing business impact and benefits from how I work with these leaders and with these team members. So I really can't complain about my W-2. But also on the second piece here, I love what I do with Reset. I love the fact that I get an opportunity to share with my community, share with those who are seeking opportunities in which to manage your money better. And like I said, I'm not the end all be all. I'm not saying I am the supreme number one expert. There are still areas of opportunity for me and my money as well. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to gatekeep, and I'm not going to not share what I know has worked and what I know to be true for those that I can relate to, that maybe remind myself of myself a few years back. I can share with you some of the information I didn't have to bring you a little forward into the future. And so let me tell you how my two worlds collided last week. So I was in Las Vegas at my conference, and we were coming out. It was the last day of the conference. I'd had an amazing time. Oh my goodness, just awesome time. And I was talking to a colleague of mine, and we were chatting, and she had mentioned, that she was, connecting some dots for some folks, and we're just talking business. And I catch the glimpse of this beautiful woman. I mean, she was striking, and I couldn't stop looking, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, she is beautiful. She was tall, so she kind of was elevated a little bit above the natural height of the crowd. And my colleague, she was like, "Oh, that's Patrice. That's Patrice Washington." And I immediately stopped because I was like, "Wait a minute. I know that name." And when I know a name or I know a face, for those of y'all who don't know me for real, it's not "Oh, I passed this person in a grocery store" kind of no. Like, I can pinpoint. I may not always be great with remembering a person's name, but I am very good at faces. Names sometimes, but faces really, really great. But I that name rung a bell for me, and it wasn't in passing, like, wait a minute, I know that name. There's some investment in that name. Wait a minute. And I approached the woman. I just had to tell her, now I'm a give your flowers kind of woman. If your dress is cute, I'm gonna walk up and tell you. If you smell good, if you look good, if your energy is great, I am one. I'll hold that in. I go up and be like, oh my God, sis, you look gorgeous. That dress is gorgeous on you. That dress is beautiful. That is just my energy. That's my spirit. And it will be until the end of time. So, of course, I walk up to this beautiful woman. I'm like, you are striking. You are beautiful. And she was like, my God, thank you so much. Man, just a couple of words can make a person's day. I'm gonna drop that there for y'all. Just a few words, few honest, genuine words can really make a difference in people's whole day. I've learned that even with just like giving a hug, a real genuine hug to someone, that could change everything about what's going on with their day. But I digress. And I said, I'm like, I know your name. And she was like, you listen to the Steve Harvey Morning Show, and it clicked for me. Patrice Washington was the money maven on Steve Harvey's morning show. And she started very much with a bit of a background like myself. Church girl, loves the Lord, started a blog, had some money issues, and that blog manifested itself. She's written a book. I have the book. I was like, I knew that name meant something to me. And I was just like, oh my gosh. I was like, oh my gosh, I absolutely know who you are. I have followed you for years. It had been a minute since I had connected because Patrice is no longer on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. She is doing just much more elevated work now, it really lock and key with actually some stuff that I do. So she's moved on from just the core things, which is what I do with folks. I feel like you got to get the core tools in place and then you can dig a little deeper. She's all about the psychology of money and why do we spend? How do we think? Like really digging into our psyche when it connects to money, and which is exciting on its own. But let me tell you, in that small amount of time, as people are filing out of the theater, as we are standing in the middle, baby, we had such a great conversation. We had a conversation about confirmation. She shared with me some actionable tools and tips to basically build this brand, to get it out in front of more people, things that she did when she was just writing a blog or doing a vlog at the time, which I received. We prayed. We talked about surrender. We talked about what God is putting on your heart and when it don't make any sense and how you just walk and you just you walk blindly because you know he's doing something. I even talked about now I try to be cute as much as I can on my Instagrams and what have you. And we even talked about like, you know what? That's a distraction. If you feel like, oh, I got to go put the makeup on before I have this message or before I have to say something I need to say to the people, that's a distraction. Like, she's like, people don't care about your makeup or whatever. They just need to hear the message. And I absolutely received all of that. Now, let me tell you, all of this was going on in the conference for my 9 to 5, where my two worlds met and they collided just because I feel like my heart was open, my mouth was open to walk up and say something. And God is good. I'm trying to still figure out and receive what it is he wants me to do with this business, what's on the other side of it. There's some really, really big goals that I have, some very big things that I need to achieve in a very short amount of time. And I'm trusting him to just direct me to be able to do that. And so all of that has happened. It's almost confirmation. Like, Janine, you're adding to this business. You're doing what you need to do to reach more people, to spread this word about finance and managing the resource that God has given us, which is our money, the needs, the wants, with no shame and no shade. That'll always be my position. That'll always be my posture, is to work with the people that I work with no shame and no shade. Just areas of opportunity and, insight for information. So that's what I've been up to, y'all. Really excited about Reset Bookkeeping. But don't fret. We're still doing our thing with Reset Budgeting and Financial Coaching. The navigation dashboard, a part of the navigation bundle, is available on my site in addition to components of the bundle. So if you want the big payback tracker, if you are just interested in saving your money and so you want the yearly savings tracker, you can purchase those things individually on the site. www.resetyourmoney.com is available to you and you can take advantage of those things. I highly recommend invest in yourself. It is tax time. It is the time of refunds. And you got a couple of extra coins that may be coming your way. I would love if you would come down my street at resetyourmoney.com and utilize some of those coins to bless this woman-owned, minority-owned business to help you take care of you and your money. I would love to be able to be a part of that for you in the time where you have a few more coins to be able to make some purchases. Now, make sure that you are giving the Lord his tithes prior to coming on and purchasing on my site, all right? Because he owns everything. So those refunds, those things that you get back, make sure you give the Lord his tithes because you can't give more than enough. And hey, I know you've already tithed on that money, right? If you're a tither like me, I know you've already tithed on that money. But I am clear, I cannot give God more than enough. I cannot give him more than his fair share because he owns the whole share. But what I do know is I'm going to eat, I'm going to be fed, I'm gonna be clothed, my family's gonna be okay, I'm gonna have a roof over my head, like, those are the things that I know God is gonna take care of me, He's gonna take care of my needs and make sure that I'm accountable. So there's a few wants in there too. It's an interesting time, y'all. It is an interesting time in our economy. Now, am conscious of not turning on my TV because I don't need that kind of news. I can always go and get a synopsis of the news online. But I used to start my day turning on my TV and taking in all of that negative, just this negative stuff. I choose not to start my day that way anymore. And so I really caution you to give yourself some grace from the media space. Give yourself some grace from TV, from the news a little bit. It is important, of course, to be knowledgeable about what's going on, but it also can consume, right? Your time, your thoughts. And the better way to consume your time and thoughts is what God said, because that's going to be everlasting and enduring. What did God say? Right? I didn't look at my 401k. I didn't look at my investments. What for? Ain't nothing I could do about it. And if I start moving money around or what have you, I have found experience that's worse. That is worse. The only thing that usually is a really good idea to do is when the markets are down, you go and buy because it becomes a little bit more affordable for you to get that stock. What goes down must come up, and what goes up must come down. So that is the life cycle. If you have investments, if you have retirement or what have you, that's what's going to happen throughout the life of your investments. Yeah, things are going to go up and things are going to go down. Have yourself a really, really strong financial planner it's their job to monitor those things, to give you sound counsel. Make sure you're clear on what your money should and should not be doing as well. Do your own research, but do not get yourself sucked in worrying, stressing about what the economy is doing right now. God is still in control. And I know for some it may feel like he's not, because I really, really hope this is a rumor, man. Y'all let me know if it ain't. But I heard that the current president is looking to demolish the African American Museum in DC. And I'm like, I know you lying. I know you can't possibly be for real about that piece. I want to make sure is fake news, because that would be a travesty and a slap in the face to African American people everywhere. I did a speaking engagement in that building, in that auditorium. It was so special to me to be in that building, of what it represented, to speak at the same wonderful podium as Obama, and to be able to engage with a crowd in that building. It was special. It was wonderful. And like I said, I really hope that that is a bald faced lie. But, here we are. And so your most powerful tool right now, y'all, is prayer. That's your most powerful tool, is pray. Pray for the leadership of this company, that God moves their heart to do the right things, to focus on the right things, because the focus right now is a pure distraction. It is an absolute distraction to what it is we need to be focusing on, and that's God's kingdom, sharing the word. I don't know how I got to preaching to y'all on this thing here. Well, we're talking about what's been happening for me, but you know, that's what's been going on. That's March. That's the beginning of April. We are, in the week before Christ rose. So, we just celebrated Palm Sunday. He is yet alive. He is yet alive. Christ is not dead. And I know he's yet alive, of all of the growth and all the life that he is giving to me, despite the regular stuff, that we have to deal with anyway. And I am really grateful. I'm grateful for this platform. I'm grateful for those who tune in. I know I'm kind of rambling today. I guess I'm making up to try to catch up for everything from March to April, y'all. So I hope you will bear with me that you got some value out of what I've shared with you today. It wasn't your traditional financial podcast this time. It really was just catching up with you. What's on my heart, what's on my mind, what I'm doing. And I want to hear the same from y'all. Engage in these comments, y'all. Even if it's like great show or something, engage in the comments. It lets me know that there is something worth you all saying back to me. And if it's not, then I may just let this podcast go. I may, make it dormant for a while because I do want to make sure I'm spending my time wisely where it needs to be, where I've got, the most engagement. So I know people are listening and they're taking something away. So if you all can just make sure you leave a comment, subscribe, like, do all the things that we know we're supposed to do in these arenas, and let me know you're getting some value. All right, y'all. I'm going to take a breather, edit this down as much as I can so it makes some kind of sense because I do feel like I just have been rambling to you. But that's what a conversation is. And I'm going to just let it live and I'm going to let it be. I'm having a conversation with y'all about what's been happening. I want you to talk back. All right. God bless you. God loves you. I love you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for hanging with your girl. And I'll talk soon.